will the bad times ever end? Will they ever end? Will we actually get fun baseball ever again? I have no idea, because I guess we're just not allowed to have fun anymore. I guess we're just not allowed to have fun watching our baseball team. It's absolutely ridiculous now, the stretch that this team is on. It is a joke, in my honest opinion. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And, we didn't recap last night's game, which was very fun. 8-0 win, smacking the ball all around the ballpark. Tyler Phillips, complete game shutout. He's been awesome since being slotted into the rotation and given a chance. Just an incredible story there. But it all goes down the wayside when you get up to a 3-0 lead. Kyle Schwarber hits two home runs in the game. Hits a solo shot to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Then he gets a 2-run shot in his second at bat to make it 3-0. All that goes down the wayside when Cleveland hits a game-tying 3-run shot. When 2 infield singles come back to bite you in the ass. Alec Boehm's infield single, against, what was that, Jose Ramirez? Alec Boehm made a fantastic diving attempt to get to it. You weren't throwing Jose Ramirez out because the guy runs very well. The ball that Trey Turner fielded looked like he hesitated, should have been a double play ball, and it should have been 2 outs in the inning. That's what I'm saying right now. That's what it should have been. It looked like he hesitated going after that grounder. Yes, it was hit hard. It was hard contact, but you should still be in a position to field that ball, get a double play, at least get a force out. And no, it doesn't happen. And then instantly Cleveland ties the game up 3-0. And then once Cleveland goes to the bullpen, I was not confident in this team's ability whatsoever to hit Cleveland's bullpen, because that's how it just is. That's how it's been for a little bit here. And it's very infuriating. And I'm keep saying this, no matter what Dave Dombrowski does left with the trade deadline, because he did make another trade yesterday. It was a big trade, getting Carlos Estevez from the Los Angeles Angels, one of the top relievers on the trade market. Some people are saying that he overpaid for him. I don't give a goddamn shit. I'm trying to improve this team. I'm improving the bullpen, and that's what Dave Dombrowski did. And he got one of the best relievers, best closers on the market to supplement that back end part of the bullpen. But I need more. It can't just be Austin Hayes, and it just can't be Carlos Estevez. But then again, it comes back to, no matter what Dave Dombrowski does at this trade deadline, he can only do so much. He can only do so much to add to this team. And like I said, he does need to do more. But if he does do more, he still can't do enough, because the players on the field have to execute. And the players on the field right now are not executing. You want to know their record in the last 40 games? 20-20. They're playing exactly 500 baseball. And remember all that crap we were talking about in the beginning of the season when they got off to such a hot start and they had that insane record? And then we just keep bringing up the fact that, this team, all they have to do is play 500 ball the rest of the way, and they're still a playoff team. They're still 90-plus wins. Well, it looks like we're in that stretch right now. It looks like they're just playing exactly 500 ball, and it's not fun whatsoever. It just isn't. It's 3-3 basically through the entire game. In comes Jose Alvarado in the top of the 7th inning. He gets the first 2 outs fairly easily, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, Jose Alvarado looks like he's finding his way back. Looks like he's finding his confidence. Oh, shit. Steven Kwan, out of all people, hit a solo shot. Lefty, Steven Kwan. Steven Kwan's a fantastic hitter. He's the guy that you're giving up a home run to, and that's the go-ahead run, and that's the final run of the ball game. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense with the way that things are going with the Phillies right now. It really does make sense. It really does make sense. That nothing makes sense with this team right now, because the offense just looks dead. It looks dead. You know what stretch they're in right now? They're in all home run, all nothing mode. Not even getting simple base hits, not getting doubles in the gap, not driving in runners in scoring position. It's all home runs. That's what they did yesterday. Every single run yesterday was courtesy of the long ball. Bryce Harper's 2-run shot, Brandon Marsh's 2-run shot, Kyle Schwarber, I believe, hit a 3-run bomb, and then Nick Castellanos hit a solo shot. All 8 runs last night, long ball. Today, all of your runs, Kyle Schwarber hit 2 home runs. And then the rest of the offense did nothing. Bryce Harper has been terrible since coming back from the break. Trey Turner looks like he's going into a slump. Alec Boehm has barely gotten any chances to drive in runners home because there's no one getting on base for him. Basically, your and yes, Kyle Schwarber does look like he's heating up, which is a good thing for this lineup, but it's not enough. It's not enough. He gets his 20th and 21st home run yesterday. He was on 19 home runs for a while, and thankfully he got off the schneid. He's had a great past 2 games here, so it's really not on Kyle Schwarber whatsoever. No one's getting on base for Alec Boehm, and like I said, your best 2 hitters recently have been Kyle Schwarber and Nick Castellanos. Turner's not doing anything lately. Bryce hasn't doing anything lately. Alec Boehm hasn't gotten a chance to do anything lately with runners on, and that's what Alec Boehm's bread and butter is, driving in runners home, and he hasn't gotten that chance because no one's getting on base for him. When was the last time Alec Boehm had an RBI chance? Like when was the last time? So if you're not getting your best run producer any chances to drive in some runs, no wonder why you're not scoring, because you're not getting on base for him. It's just a matter of the fact there. You know what I mean? No one's getting on base for Boehm. What else is there? You know, JT, I don't know what JT coming off of the knee surgery. I guess there is an adjustment period there. But yeah, I need more from JT with the offense struggling. Nick has basically been your best overall hitter for the past couple of weeks now. Marsh, he was in an 0 for 20 plus slump before the 2 home runs that he had yesterday, and he had a single today. You just got Austin Hayes back from the trade deadline. He had a single in last night's game, and he didn't do anything in today's game, but I'm not really going to blame Austin Hayes. He literally just got here. Garrett Stubbs was in the lineup today. I believe he got a single, so you're really not going to expect much from Garrett Stubbs. Edmundo Sosa was in the lineup as well today. Am I really going to expect much from Edmundo Sosa? No. Your top guys didn't do much today besides Kyle Schwarber, and that is the bottom line. If you look at, what was it from today's lineup? If you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you look at 2 through 6 hitters in the lineup, and yes, that does include Austin Hayes, so I'm bringing this up right here. Trey Turner goes 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Bryce Harper goes 0 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. Alec Boehm, he goes 0 for 2 with 2 walks. So he got on base. No one's on base for him. Nick Castellanos, he goes 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Austin Hayes goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, so I guess he walked or something like that. I guess he didn't get 4 full at bats or something like that. I have no idea. You go 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. You left 8 runners on base. Cleveland, they hit 2 home runs in this game. They went 1 for 6 with runs. It's not like Cleveland's offense has been dynamic this series. No. Cleveland only scored 7 runs, and they still won the series. You know why? Because they have a dynamic bullpen, and that's not no knock on the Phillies bullpen. Cleveland's bullpen is just that much better. They have that much better arms in their bullpen, and that's why I wasn't confident in the offense to hit the bullpen. And it's just the fact that Cleveland's offense just did enough. Today was from the long ball. Friday was because of the Phillies' defense. So, really, do you credit Cleveland's offense there, or do you just discredit how poorly the Phillies played defensively on that Monday game? Well, Friday game, actually, not Monday. I don't know why I'm getting the days confused. It's been a long fucking stretch here, people. It really has been. It really has been, and it's getting fucking infuriating. It really is. And I said the last time, I'm trying to be the guy that's cool, calm, and collected. I can't do that anymore. There's only so much that you can take before you fucking lose your mind. And I'm losing my mind right now. That's 4 straight series losses in a row. You're playing exactly 500 baseball. You haven't won a series since the second half started. The last time you won a series was the sweep against the Dodgers. And that was, what, a couple of weeks ago, right before the All-Star break? That was July 11th. That's 2.5 weeks ago. And yes, you're factoring in the All-Star break in there. Yeah, that was a week off and blah, 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 blah. It's still 2.5 weeks ago. You haven't won a series. And right now, yeah, the Yankees coming into town this week. Yes, the Yankees are playing like one of the worst teams in baseball recently, and their pitching has been terrible. Do I really have confidence in the Phillies' ability to beat the fucking New York Yankees? No. No. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because that's how they're just playing right now. They're not playing as bad as the Yankees. They're playing 500 ball. And 500 ball for a team that has aspirations as the Phillies do, that's terrible. That's terrible. And I'm being told right now, some of my chats right here that it's just that, we're not worried right now, blah, 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 blah. They built such a good lead right now that a down stretch doesn't make me think any less of them. Like, how can you not be frustrated during this stretch? How can you not think of the way this team is playing right now and not be infuriated that You were given such great things during the first half of the season, and now this team just poof, not doing them anymore. Not doing them anymore at all. It's ridiculous. Now, yes, do I still think this team finds a way to break through? Yes, of course. They're still too talented not to. But it's the fact that the product we are getting right now in this past 2.5 weeks, it's infuriating. It shouldn't be happening. You would think they would have figured it out by now. Rob Thompson just spoke on postgame, so I have no idea if he even has to say anything, because sometimes Rob, he plays the calm and collected mind. He tries to keep everything positive and everything like that because, it's Rob Thompson. It's Rob Thompson. You know what I mean? It's just incredible. It's incredible. And since the London series, the Phillies are 20-21. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. Dave Dombrowski needs to add more. Dave Dombrowski still needs to add more. And people keep saying on Twitter the Phillies have lost 4 straight series to Oakland, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and Cleveland. They've increased their lead in the NL East by a game over those 16 days. I don't fucking care. I don't care. If you won your fucking games, your lead could have been increased tenfold. It could have been increased tenfold. I don't care that the Braves are collapsing. I don't care that the Mets, that they win some series, they lose some series. That's what the Mets are. That's what the Mets are. They win some series, they lose some series. That's what the Mets and the Braves are this year. Take care of your business. Take care of your business. Put these teams in the rear view fucking mirror and just throttle your way through. And yes, I keep saying, whatever Dave Dombrowski, if he does more at the trade deadline, it doesn't matter if the offense, well, not just the offense, it doesn't matter if the players on the field do not execute. And right now, the players on the field just aren't fucking executing. I don't know what's going through that clubhouse right now. I don't know what the feeling is going on. They feel shitty about themselves because did you hear that one Bryce Harper at bat that was, what was it, in the 7th inning or the 6th inning or something like that, where he missed the first pitch in his at bat, he missed it right down the heart of the plate and he fouled it off, and then you hear right on the microphone behind home plate where he's just shouting fuck. That's how you know Bryce is in a major slump, because he is missing pitches that he drives on a consistent basis. It's going that bad for some guys. And I don't know why it gets that bad for certain people. I just don't understand that. Let's see. I don't think there's anything noteworthy from Rob Thompson here. Don't think there is. No, I don't see anything else. I don't see anything else. It's like I would love to talk about yesterday's game. I would love to talk about Tyler Phillips and what he has provided for the starting rotation, because Tyler Phillips yesterday was unreal. He was awesome. Complete game shutout, only allowed 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. The dude just went out there, and every inning he treated it like it was a 1-run game. The dude just has that type of mentality right now, and it's benefiting him to the utmost ability. And he looks awesome out there when he's constantly talking to himself in the clubhouse, when he's constantly talking to himself out there on the mound, when he's constantly cursing at himself. It fuels my fire that I love seeing that from him. And it just sucks that it becomes irrelevant now because of what happened today. It just does. It shouldn't be that irrelevant, because you should have won the series. Again, you should have won the series. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me. So let's look at the chances that you had in this game. So Schwarber, the pitcher on the mound for the Phillies today, Allard. He had a solid first 3 innings of the game, got out of some trouble, but then once again, those 2 infield hits that he allowed in the 4th inning, of course, was going to come back to bite him in the ass. But Schwarber hit the solo shot in the bottom of the 1st inning, then Trey Turner reached in on an error by Jose Ramirez. Nothing happened after that. Harper struck out swinging, Bohm grounded into a fielder's choice, and Castellanos grounded out. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Phillies go down 1-2-3. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Stubbs with the RBI with the leadoff hit, then Schwarber hits the 2-run bomb. Harper walks, then Bohm walks with 1 out. Castellanos lines out, and then Hayes strikes out with 2 runners on. So another chance to add on to the lead doesn't happen there. Top of the 4th inning, Ramirez reaches in on the infield single. It was a nice play by Bohm. You weren't throwing Ramirez out with the way that he runs. Fry, he reached in on an infield single, which should have been a double play from Trey Turner. He hesitated on the ball. They're counting it as an infield single, and of course, they're not going to count it as an error. And then Noel just got a fucking hanging meatball, 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle of the plate. Yeah, those balls are not going to stay in the ballpark often, and that's exactly what happened there, and the game is tied. Bottom of the fourth inning, Marsh would have went out single. Then he runs to second. Then he steals second base on a wild pitch. Stubbs then walks. So you got a runner on first and second for the top of the lineup. That's when the Guardians go to the bullpen. Schwarber strikes out on a long at bat, and then Turner strikes out. So there's your fail right there. Top of the fifth, Gregory Soto 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the fifth, 1-2-3 inning with the heart of your lineup. Top of the sixth, Kerkering out there. He allows a couple of hits with two outs, gets out of it somehow. Bottom of the sixth inning. Sosa would have won out single. Nothing happens. Top of the seventh inning, Jose Alvarado gets the first two outs of the inning. Then Stephen Kwan, out of all people, hit the fucking solo shot down the right field line, puts the Guardians up 4-3. Bottom of the seventh inning, Schwarber leads off with a walk. Then Trey Turner flies out, and then Harper flies out. And Harper, that was the at-bat where he missed the first pitch, fouled it off, and then the pitch that he drove to right field on the fly out just missed. He got the end of the bat on it as well. So Harper, once again, not coming up in that at-bat. Pitches that he should be crushing. Bohm then walks, and then Castellanos flies out on the first pitch that he sees. Top of the eighth, Jeff Hoffman out there. Walks Ramirez to lead off the inning, but then it manages to retire the next guys 1-2-3. Bottom of the eighth inning for the Phillies. 1-2-3. Hayes lined out, Stott ground out, Marsh ground out. Top nine for Matt Strahm. He goes 1-2-3. Then bottom nine for the Phillies. Garrett Stubbs probably had the best at bat out of anybody in this inning and still wasn't anything. It was a 4-pitch at bat strikeout. Schwarber grounded out on the first pitch that he saw, and then Trey Turner grounded out on the second pitch that he saw. So, what was it? 4 pitches, 1 pitch. That's 5. He threw Class A threw 7 pitches that inning. Unreal. And just looking at the pitching as a total, Allard, 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 1 home run allowed, no walks, 63 pitches there. I mean, like I said, he was solid through the first 3 innings. You know, something was eventually going to come back to bite him with the way that he throws some of his pitches. Soto got out of his inning unscathed. Kerkering allowed 2 hits with 2 outs, but got out unscathed. Alvarado takes the loss. He allowed the solo shot, so fuck me, I guess. Jeff Hoffman was good. Matt Strahm was good. Besides Alvarado, your bullpen's not to fucking blame. It just isn't. And then your lineup, Schwarber 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a walk. Schwarber wasn't fully to blame in this game. Turner 0 for 5, Harper 0 for 3, Bohm 0 for 2 with 2 walks, Castellanos 0 for 4, Hayes 0 for 3, Sosa 1 for 3, Stott came in, went 0 for 1, Marsh 1 for 4, and then Stubbs 1 for 3 with a walk. Hayes had a chance with runners on, Turner had a chance with runners on, Schwarber had a chance with runners on, and then Castellanos had a chance with runners on 2 times, actually. Unreal. Just unreal. As I keep trying to refresh Twitter, don't think there's anything else, like I say. Oh, my God. Here we go. Rob Thompson here, post-game. Rob Thompson post-game. Well, we gotten to straighten some things out for sure, and it seems like it's the days we hit. And it seems like the days we hit, we don't pitch, and then when we pitch, we don't hit. But we got to play clean games on all 3 sides of the ball and get back to winning series and get back to winning the first game of the series, which is critical. I mean, Rob Thompson, he's always going to be even killed. That's just what Rob Thompson is. So I'm not expecting him to fucking run the ringer or go through a fucking coffee table or anything like that. That's not Rob Thompson's MO. It's not Rob Thompson's MO. I'm not expecting anything major from there. And then if you look at the standings right now, you're 25 games above 500. You're 8.5 games above the Atlanta Braves. I think that them and the Mets split that 4-game series. The Mets are 55-50, and the Braves are 56-48, and they just lost another pitcher to injury, Lopez. They're saying it's forearm tightness, so I'm assuming that's going to be an MRI worthy and checking to see if he needs Tommy John surgery. He pitched 3 innings and left with forearm tightness. So that's another injury the Braves just can't afford. And then the Mets, they're a team that wins series, they lose series. They win series, they lose series. That's what they've been all year. Same thing with the Braves, and the Braves are just being cluttered with injuries. Like, I need another big trade at the deadline, and I don't know if Dave Dombrowski is going to do that. Because some people would think that acquiring Carlos Estevez was an overpay because you gave up Castellanos and what was the other prospect that you gave up? It was like Castellanos was like the Phillies' 5th ranked prospect according to Baseball America, and the other guy the Phillies gave up was their 7th prospect in their system. So let me see. So it was for George Classian and Samuel Aldegheri. And they're saying this is the MLB ranks. Baseball America has them ranked differently or something like that. But people were like, "Oh, you paid so much to get Carlos Estevez." I'm trying to fucking win, and I'm trying to improve the bullpen. Carlos Estevez improves the bullpen. Carlos Estevez has been fantastic this year. I believe there is a stat from Corey Seidman that actually talks about Estevez in terms of what he's been like. So he'll report to the team on Monday during the Yankees series, and both Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thompson said he'll get a lot of ninth inning work. What else? Uh, Dave Dombrowski mentioned that the Phillies tried to sign Estevez 2 winters ago when they signed Matt Strahm. Also said the priority was acquiring a reliever they felt would be most effective this year rather than one they rated a bit lower who came with years of control. What else? Carlos, here we go. This is the one stat I wanted to pull up. Carlos Estevez hasn't allowed a run since the week of Memorial Day. 18 straight scoreless appearances. He's retired 53 of the last 58 batters that he has faced. So he's been really good. Really good, actually. Overall this season, he has a 1-3 record. And I think Carlos Estevez was the pitcher that in the Phillies series against the Angels where he allowed the game-tying shot to Castellanos and the go-ahead shot by Johan Rojas. So take it for what it's worth there, but that's not why I'm not gonna doubt Carlos Estevez. He's 1-3 with a 2.38 ERA in 34 games. He has 20 saves on the season in 34 innings. He has 32 strikeouts with a 7.74 WHIP. And let me just see like his overall career numbers just to see what he has been like. His career numbers, he's a 4.29 ERA type of pitcher, so definitely this is a career type of year for him. But he's definitely right now worth it because he's been one of the better relievers in baseball this season, one of the better closers in baseball this year. So the past 2 years, he's actually been pretty solid. In 2022, he's with the Colorado Rockies. He had a 3.47 ERA in 62 games. Very solid stuff there. His FIP wasn't that good. His WHIP was 1.17, so that was solid. Last year with the Angels, he had a 3.9 ERA, so not as good as 2022, but still, I guess, solid out of the bullpen. And this year, he has been very good for the Angels, 2.38 ERA, so he's figured out something at least, which is solid. And yeah, he is a free agent after this year. This is considered as a rental pickup, but I don't care. I do not care whatsoever. I'm trying to get the best players possible that are going to give the Phillies the better chance to succeed. And Carlos Estevez, I believe, could be one of those players. But like I said, I still need more. And yeah, people even questioned in that ninth inning, why doesn't Rob Thompson pinch hit JT for Garrett Stubbs? I just had I even said that to myself. Rob Thompson, when JT Realmuto gets days off, JT Realmuto gets days off. He does not utilize JT whatsoever when JT gets a day off. That's just what happens. I don't agree with it, but that's what happens. What else? What else? Am I not seeing anything else? No, I'm not seeing anything else. Because all I am is just fucking annoyed. That's what it is. I'm annoyed. And looking at the rest of the upcoming schedule, because there's 3 more home games left before the Phillies go out west for a very long time. 3 series on the West Coast, actually. So they play the New York Yankees, and you have your better part of the rotation here. But the Yankees also have the better part of the rotation, even though their pitching has been terrible lately, and their team's been terrible lately. They also just acquired Jazz Chisholm, so you know Jazz is going to be a pain in the fucking ass. They have Juan Soto, they got Aaron Judge, and a lot of people are saying that's all their offense right now. I'll see, because right now I'm not confident in this Phillies team. So Monday, tomorrow, will be Zack Wheeler against Luis Gil. Luis Gil has been one of their better pitchers. So he's allowed 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts. He's 10-5 with a 3.10 ERA, so he's been one of their better pitchers this season, a breakout type of year for him. On Tuesday, it'll be Aaron Nola against Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole has been very subpar since coming back from his injury. He got really blown up in his last start against Tampa Bay as well. Then it's Nestor Cortez on Wednesday afternoon against Christopher Sanchez. So it's your better part of the rotation against their better part of the rotation. You better fucking win this series. And then after that, you have a day off on Thursday, August 1st, and then you go basically through this West Coast trip. 3 games in Seattle, who just acquired Randy Arozarena. Their pitching is very good, too. Their offense is not good, but their pitching is very good. 3 games in Seattle, and then 3 games against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Then 4 games against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's a very long West Coast road trip. Oh, boy. And then you're back home, 2 games against the Marlins, 4 games against the Nationals. The Marlins also, I believe, put Josh Bell on waivers, so any team could pick him up. So that's weird. 4 games against the Nationals, the 15th through the 18th. Then 3 games in Atlanta, the 20th through the 22nd. 3 games in Kansas City, the 23rd through the 25th. Then 3 games at home against Houston, the 26th through the 28th. 4 games at home against the Braves, 29th through September 1st. Then the rest of the schedule, I might as well just read it off, because why not? Because I'm a fucking psychopath. Tuesday the 3rd and the 4th, 2 games in Toronto. Then a 4-game series against the Marlins, the 5th through the 8th. 3 games at home against Tampa Bay, the 9th through the 11th of September. September 13th through the 15th, 3 games at home against the Mets. 3 games on the road against the Milwaukee Brewers, the 16th through the 18th. 4 games on the road against the Mets, the 19th through the 22nd. 23rd to the 25th, 3 games at home against the Chicago Cubs. That's your final home series of the year. And then your final series overall on the season is September 28th through the 29th, 3 games against the Nationals in Washington. End of the season's going to come up on us very quickly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm very fucking annoyed, as you guys can tell. Very fucking annoyed. As you guys can tell. Very annoyed. Because this team is pissing me off. Gonna be honest with y'all. Be honest with y'all. Be honest with y'all. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, the Phillies division lead could have been a lot longer. And the Braves are like dissipated with injuries. The Mets, they just win series, they lose series. They're hot. They're very hot and cold. The Braves, they just lost Lopez too, so we don't know how long he's going to be out for. They're saying day-to-day with forearm tightness, but I'm sure they're going to get an MRI to check to see if he needs Tommy John surgery just to be safe. So we'll see whatever happens there. What else? There's 2 more days until the trade deadline, basically. I pray to God that Dave Dombrowski makes another move. I pray. I need something big. I need something big because I know I keep saying whatever Dave Dombrowski does, it's, the players on the field need to execute, but I need a big trade. I need a big trade. I really do. It just Austin Hayes and Carlos Estevez, it's not going to be enough. It's just not enough for me. Personally, it's not enough for me. I wish we were in on Randy Arozarena, but that's out of the question now. He's on Seattle. I know they keep throwing out their Luis Robert and everything like that. So I'm sure the Phillies are kicking ties with the White Sox for that crap. I need something. I really need something else, and I'm. My God, it's annoying. It really is. It really is. Let's go to the Anytime Hotline. Let's talk to you. Sean, what do you got?
So let's get right to it. The only positive that we've seen from this Phillies team since the Dodgers series, we go back to Saturday night, tip of the cap once again to Tyler Phillips. That kid's pitching his ass off. Kudos to him. It's a great story. He continues to go out there and do the job.
Before I get to the rest of your call, they better not fucking put Taijuan Walker back in the rotation and replace this kid. They better not. They better not. Better not. But I know Ranger Suarez is now in the 15-day IL with lower back soreness, so he's probably going to be back in the rotation at some point. Let's be real here. Continue.
But let's address today, shall we? First of all, memo to Dave Dombrowski. You better ring somebody's phones, and you better find some legitimate bats. If Austin Hayes is the best you can come up with, I'm calling it right now on July 28th, Amadeo. This team's not winning shit. They're not winning shit this year, last year, the year before. If you can't hit in that park in 87-degree weather, what the hell are you going to do when it's 40 degrees and you're facing elite competition? What are you going to do when you go out west and play Seattle and the Dodgers. This lineup sucks, has sucked, and will suck. And speaking of sucking in conclusion, Rob Thompson, do you want to fucking win a division or what? Garrett Stubbs batting in, I guess, the 6th inning made no sense. And Schmidt and Kruk, being the ass-kissers they have to be, are trying to go with, well, they got to save him. It's too early. Why in the hell is Garrett Stubbs hitting 200, leading off the 9th inning against one of the best relievers in the game, in a game where you're trailing? Can somebody please make it make sense to me? Is JT hurt again and they're just not telling us? Because that makes absolutely no sense. Again, garbage performance by the Phillies. Can't win on the road, now can't win at home. Can't beat a legitimate starter, an illegitimate starter, and all pitchers in between. They suck. They're not winning shit unless Dave Dombrowski makes a bold move and starts getting rid of this trash that's masquerading as hitters.
So you want them to trade the entire team, Sean? Because that's what it sounds like. I'm just trying to be honest here. You want them to trade the entire team? Because that's not going to happen. Trey Turner's a good hitter. Bryce Harper's a good hitter. Kyle Schwarber's a good hitter. Power hitter. I'll take air quotes with good hitter. Alec Boehm's a good hitter. They got good hitters in this lineup. I'm not even gonna argue. There's no point. There's no point. I'm sorry. I don't even want to bring up anything here. I'm not even gonna try. I apologize. Just completely forget that point. I don't even want to try. And it's not your fault, Sean. This team is just making us frustrated right now. It's not. It's not your fault. They were never trading Castellanos. They're never trading JT. That was never going to happen. And if we think Rafael Marchand is the answer here, that's a losing mentality. If we think Rafael Marchand is the answer, then we got bigger issues. I'm being honest there. Marchand had some good spurts. Marchand isn't the solution to this. You put Marchand in there most days over Garrett Stubbs, Marchand's probably going to bat the same around as Garrett Stubbs. I'm being real here. I'm just being real. If they lose again, I'm sure Dombrowski will make something to shake up the roster. If they lose again, I could definitely see a Castellanos moved. I could see a JT moved. I could definitely see that. But come on, guys, I don't want to have this conversation now. I don't want to talk about this team not winning shit. I don't want to talk about this team failing in the playoffs again because that's the mentality that we're in right now. I'm frustrated along with the rest of you. I'm not having this argument today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not. I'm not having this argument today. Call me soft. Call me whatever. I just don't feel like arguing. Sorry, I'm just not in the mood. Not in the mood. And this team is the reason why I'm not in the mood. So you blame the team. That's it. Yeah, record-wise right now, we're still the best team. We're not playing like the best team. We're not. And yes, I know so many other people can say, oh, the Yankees are struggling so badly. Oh, Baltimore is struggling insanely. The Dodgers are struggling insanely. Even the Guardians for the past month have been struggling. There's so many good teams that are struggling right now that people can try to make the argument there. It doesn't make me feel any better. I'm just being honest there. It doesn't make me feel any better. I don't care that the Dodgers are struggling because we don't watch the Dodgers on a consistent basis. I don't care that the Orioles are struggling because we don't watch Baltimore on a consistent basis. I don't care that the Yankees are struggling because we don't watch the fucking Yankees on a consistent basis. I care about my team. I watch the Phillies on a consistent basis. I care about what they're doing. And they're not providing me anything right now. That's just it. That's what they're providing us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Julian. That's what I'm saying. They need an everyday center fielder. They need an everyday center fielder. Bryce Harper is talking right now, so I wonder if Bryce has anything to say. Bryce was 1 for 11 in the entire series against Cleveland. He is in a fucking terrible rut right now. Bryce will get out of it. Bryce is too good to stay slumping forever. I'm confident Bryce can get out of the slump because for him, sometimes it only takes one swing, even though the one swing was yesterday, but Bryce, I'm sure he'll get out of it. Because if you trade first, go out and get fucking Luis Robert. Go get Luis Robert. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's what I want. Go get fucking Luis Robert. I don't care about Aiden Miller. I don't care about Justin Crawford. At this point, hell, I don't care about Andrew Painter. I'm trying to win a fucking World Series. Luis Robert is a great talent. Go get Luis. I'll take the fucking risk with the injuries. I'll take it at this point. I'm trying to add another bat to my lineup. Go get Luis Robert. It's just, go get somebody. Because, yes, if you trade for a guy like another starting center fielder, you're probably going to have to add Rojas to the package. Good. I'll do that. But is Taylor Ward enough? Like, Taylor Ward doesn't move the needle, in my opinion. Yeah, Julian, Robert and Crochet. I would love if they do that. But are they going to do it? I have no idea. There's still 2 days left until the deadline, so there is a chance that something can happen. I'm sure Dave Dombrowski is going out there and looking. But it's just to the fact that I need something else right now. I need something else. Luis Robert, you give him Aiden Miller, you give him Justin Crawford, you give him Johan Rojas. I think those two prospects alone could get you a Luis Robert. Now, if you're trying to add a Crochet to the package, you're probably going to have to add it. Andrew Painter, go ahead. You're going to have to add another pitcher in there. Go ahead. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to put the team in the best possible position. I'm trying to create a spark for this team. If you get Luis Robert, you plug Luis Robert in center field, and then you can have Brandon Marsh and Austin Hayes platoon out and left. Having Austin Hayes play, and Austin Hayes is a solid pickup. This is not me diminishing Austin Hayes whatsoever. I like the addition of Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes should not be a guy that plays every day, though. He's a guy that needs to platoon because his strong suits are batting against left-handed pitching. And Marsh's weaknesses are batting against left-handed pitching. You platoon those guys out there in left field, you go out and get a legitimate center fielder. That's what you need to get. What's Eric Fetty's numbers? I've heard Eric Fetty has been brought up in trade talks before in like the past couple of days. What are his numbers like? Eric Fetty. What are his numbers? Eric Fetty. He's got a 3.11 ERA, 121 innings, a 1.14 WHIP. Solid stuff. That would be a nice back end rotation guy. Be a nice back end guy in the rotation. They need a piece. They need another piece. And they still need another piece. Sean, I know you're angry right now. I guarantee you Bryce Harper will win a World Series. As mad as we are right now, I firmly believe Bryce Harper will win a World Series before Joel Embiid. I firmly stand on that ground. I think Bryce Harper wins a World Series before Joel Embiid even ever does, if he even does. Because as down as we are on the Phillies right now, the Phillies were still the best team last year left in baseball when they choked. I still firmly stand on that. And if you don't want to believe me, if you want to say I'm wrong and all that stuff, go ahead. I still believe the Phillies were the best team remaining in baseball last season before they choked. And I thought they would have given the Texas Rangers a run for their money. If you don't want to believe that, go ahead. But when this... Yeah, it definitely is now or never. It definitely is now or never. Even though I still think the Phillies window is longer than maybe what you think it is, I still think it's this year. And yes, this year is still the priority. Don't get me wrong here. This year is still the priority. Don't get me wrong here. I still think it's another 2-3 years as well. I still think that at least. Yes, I agree. I agree. Yes, we need another big piece to put us over the top. 100%. 100% they need another piece to put us over the top. Because I want the rest of the Major League Baseball world to look at, oh shit, look at what the Phillies just got. Oh shit, the Phillies are in business. The Phillies mean business. The Phillies are trying to go out there and fucking win. I want that reaction throughout baseball. And right now, it's just Austin Hayes, nice pickup. Carlos Estevez, great pickup. It's not enough, though. It's not enough. Just a guy that's platoons out there, even though they're saying he's going to play every day, even though I don't believe it. I need more. And yes, there's still plenty of time before the trade deadline stops. There's tomorrow. There's Tuesday. I know I'm thinking conspiracy right here, and I'm probably thinking way too deep into this. But now they're talking about... Rob Thompson brought up the other day about, Austin Hayes playing a lot, playing every day right now in left field. And then Brandon Marsh and Johan Rojas would be the platoon against righties and lefties. Marsh obviously against righties. Johan Rojas obviously against lefties. Why did Brandon Marsh start today if that was the goal? Why did Brandon Marsh start against the lefty? Was it solely because he went 2 for 4 yesterday with the 2-run shot? Or is there something deeper there? Because you literally just stated the other day that Rojas would be the guy that bats against lefties in center field. Am I thinking too deeply there? Probably. But it makes you think. It makes you wonder. You know what I mean? You read my mind there, Julia. You read my mind. Exactly. That's what I thought, at least. I could be thinking way too deep into it, but it makes you wonder, right? When you say the other day that these two specific guys are going to platoon in the outfield, in center field specifically against lefties and righties, but then the one guy plays both nights in a row separately against a righty and a lefty, it makes you wonder. That's all. That makes you really wonder. And like I said, I could be thinking way too deep into it, but that's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? I think Dave knows this team needs another bat. And all they're saying right now, oh, we're satisfied with everything right there, I think it's all smoke screens. I could be wrong. No, excuse me. I could be wrong, and they mean exactly what they say. And if they mean exactly what they say, then I am fucking disappointed. And I expected way more. But I think Dave Dombrowski is a very smart mind in this baseball. He's been around the game for way too long to understand that this team needs another piece. And I think he's trying to acquire that piece. Why do you think he went out to get Austin Hayes early? Why do you think he got Estevez yesterday? I think he's trying to acquire something bigger. You didn't use any prospects to get Hayes. You used 2 lower-ranking prospects to go out and get Estevez. You still have your big prospects left. There's still a big fish out there, and his name is Luis Robert. You still have your big fish left. And I think you can outbid someone for Luis Robert. Trying to connect the dots here, put all the branches together. You guys understand what I mean? Like, there has to be something more to this entire thing. You don't use any prospects to get Hayes. You use 2 lower-ranking prospects to go out and get Estevez. You keep Miller, you keep Painter, and you keep Crawford. There's something there. Besides Robert, who else is there in center field? Someone else, I think it was Bucket Getter that brought up Taylor Ward was also a choice. But then you're thinking to yourself, if you went out and got Taylor Ward, wouldn't you just trade for Taylor Ward with the Carlos Estevez trade? That's what I thought to myself. Yeah, Taylor Ward definitely is an option, but he's not a bat that puts you over the top. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of what other center fielders are there that are available. Cody Bellinger, I don't think is available. Even though, I would prefer a right-handed bat. Rosarena obviously is gone, but if Rosarena doesn't play center field, he would play the corners. But then Rosarena would have made sense because Austin Hayes can play center field. I think he played every position in Baltimore, so you could platoon him and Marsh in center field if you wanted to, if a Rosarena was the trade option, but obviously not anymore because he's in Seattle. Who else is there? Riley Green? Riley Green, is he on Detroit? Is he on Detroit? Riley Green, baseball. Nah, Detroit ain't trading Riley Green. He was one of their top prospects. They ain't trading him. They're not trading him. Yeah, right? I think it's Luis Robert. I think he's the best center fielder on the market right now. Unless there's people that I don't think anything's going on here. Yeah, Hayes can play center field. I think Hayes can play all over the diamond. Well, all over the outfield positions. He can play left, center, and right. I think he played center at some point for Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there definitely are a lot of corner outfielders left. Personally, I prefer Robert. And Luis Robert's numbers. I know Luis Robert's numbers this year aren't eye-popping, but he did miss a lot of time. What are his numbers this year? He's batting .214 with 12 home runs, .287 on base, .449 slugging, and a .736 OPS. He has an OPS plus of 105. Robert's been injured a lot, though. Last year, he batted .264. He had 38 home runs. The year before that, in 2022, he batted .284. Had 12 home runs, so the home run breakout was last year for Luis Robert. And I think this year, injuries has gotten in the way of a lot of things, and also the White Sox are just terrible. So I would think giving Luis Robert in a position where a team's trying to compete and all that stuff, I think that would do him some benefit there. Know what I mean? What else? What else? No, don't think there is. Don't think there's anything else. White Sox have lost 14 straight for the second time this year, so would be up to play for that mess. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think there was, what was there, like I think it was Chicago playing the Guardians actually at some point earlier, like a few weeks ago, where it was like where was it like, it was like, I guess in the extra innings or something like that, and there was a runner on third base. It was 1 out or something like that, and Luis Robert really didn't try to throw home on the out. And they're saying that, did we really want Luis Robert? It looks like he kind of doesn't really give it at all. Would you really give it all if would you really give it all if you were playing for that White Sox team? I don't know. Yeah, that was the first lefty home run Alvarado was giving up. Yeah, Alvarado is definitely going through it right now. Out of all the people, Steven Kwan, I wasn't expecting that. It was like it was amazing too, because you think Alvarado was figuring it out. Like, he looked good in his last appearance against Cleveland a couple of days ago, and then he looked good in the first 2 batters, and then of course fucking Steven Kwan out of all people. I know Steven Kwan. You know what I mean? We have left it too late. What do you mean there, Kev? What do you mean there, Kev? Left it too late. What do you mean? What is there? As someone pointed out, Harper is hitting under 200 since coming back from the hamstring injury. Is there something there? Maybe. Jeff Kerr just posted this as well. Biggest culprit with this Phillies team I'm noticing during the 4 to 8 game skid, or the whatever it is. Not getting the timely hit early in games with the runners on base. Austin Hayes, Kyle Schwarber, and Trey Turner struck out in the 3rd and the 4th. All chances to break the game open or retake the lead. Phillies aren't doing that right now. Well, no shit. That's kind of obvious. Not to take anything away from Jeff Kerr, but that kind of feels obvious. Wasn't Cedric Mullins being talked in trade rumors as well? Even though the Phillies probably wouldn't go after him because, like I said, that goes with the Austin Hayes trade. If you're talking about Cedric Mullins, why wouldn't you do it at the same time or something? I don't know. I'm thinking out of my ass here, boys. I don't think it's too late. There's still 2 days left in the trade deadline. You got till Tuesday. You got till Tuesday at, 3 p.m. or something like that? Is it Tuesday at 3 p.m.? Is it I think it's 3 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. They still have time. They definitely still have time. And like I said, there's just too many things that just feel like there's something, there's just dots that are trying to connect to each other, and it makes too much sense to where, they got to do something else, right? They're thinking of something else. And that really goes to, they just brought up the other day that Marsh and Rojas are going to platoon against lefties and righties in center field. And then you play Brandon Marsh 2 days in a row against a righty and a lefty. And then you don't play Rojas at all. That just makes me think of something, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, the outfield has been the weakness the entire year. That is a definite. But who knows? Who knows? I need this team to fucking figure it the fuck out, and that's all I need right now. Well, that'll probably do it for today, boys. I really wish we can get back to good times, good vibes, everything like that. This Phillies team ain't providing it right now. Will they? I don't know. I hope they do. I hope they do. This Yankee series, though, the Yankees are playing like one of the worst teams in baseball in recent weeks. You should beat them. But will they beat them? I don't know. That's 2 different things right there. You should beat them, but will beat them is a different question. That's a different story. So, we'll figure it out there. I appreciate you guys joining in and wallowing in the frustration. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. And thanks, guys, for tuning in tonight. We'll see what happens during this Yankees series, boys.